Sir.
What's good?
What's up, honey? What's up, honey love? What's up, girl? What's up, love, honey love? I see you. What you doing, Red Sonya? What's up, Sonya? Fat Mama Sonya. What's up, Fat Mama Sonya? What's up, Fat Mama Sonya? What's up, Mayday? Lord Mayday. What's up, boy? What's up, Lord Mayday? What's up, my boy Doc? What you say, Doc? What you say, Doc? What you say, Doc? It's my big boy, Doc. What you say?
All right. Welcome back to another week, another episode of Game Dog Talk. And of course, we got the legendary panel in the building. We got the legendary schoolboy, Mr. Richard Garcia. How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing good, thanks. Welcome everybody in the panel, all the top flight guys, and everybody in the chat.
Yes, sir. Got the legendary Only in America Kennels, Brother Bakari in the building. How you doing today, sir?
Peace and love, brother. Everything's beautiful on this end. Want to say salutes to the awesome panel brothers and the awesome chat room.
Yes, indeed. We have the legendary Rastaman Boone in the building. How you doing today, sir?
Yes, I big up maximum to the people. Ram the Run Dance Master. Schoolboy Action. Kevin 780 Sports. Only in America. Bacchus Reed. Yes, I. Get up. We ready.
Yes, sir. And we got the legendary Walking Down Ram, Big Steppin' in the building. What's up, bro?
What's happening? Salute to the OGs. Salute to my brother 7-8. Salute to all you ashy elbow, upside down, ankle having ass niggas in the chat.
Yes, indeed. Let me do a quick roll call, see what we got up in here. Cayman, Nicholas Bronson, Fats in the building, Vinny in the building, Michael Forgood, Southside Kennels, Sir in the building, Dirt Road Kennels, Mike Lee, salute to you. Student for life
Mike.
dog training.
All right, Mike.
White Chocolate is in the building. Grind Mode Kennels, Supreme Excellence, Outlaw Texas Kennels, Student for Life Dog Training, I've said him, Eddie Rosser, Hugo, Art Castillo, Dino Blake, Death Valley Kennels, 830 Kennels, AJ, Luciano, Vernon Starr, Miami Snoopy 305, Our Family Kennels, salute. Dreadlock is in the building. Mr. Kilroy, Young Bulldogger, Forest City Bulldogs, In the Blood Kennels, She, let's see here, ODG Bulldogs, 614 Tree, Standalone Kennels. All right, y'all. I can't read everybody, but salute to all
Blue.
y'all.
What up, Blue? I see you in there.
Oh, Coach Blue, salute to everybody in the building, y'all.
There's Coach Blue in the building.
Yes, sir. Much love to everybody that's in here. Asiatic Soldier, I see you. Lefty, salute to everybody in here. Much love to Dickie Foster coming through early in the super chat, showing love. Appreciate your support, man. He says, salute panel in the chat. Salute to you, sir.
Salute, Dickie, our man.
Salute.
Q Parker in the building. I see you, homie. Salute.
Q Money.
What up, though,
Mr.
Q?
Parker.
Oh, that's the homie right there.
All right. So let's go and get down to the smoke. First question was for me. A guy asked me, he says, this question is for 78. When you were doing the band dogs that were, he said, what were you mixing in the breed? How long was you into them, and what made you quit dealing with them? Well, I always liked, band dogs and stuff like that too. I like big dogs in general, but I took a break from the game dogs for a while because I wasn't situated with the proper stuff that I needed to contain them. You know what I'm saying? In the area I was staying in at that time. So I had like some band dogs, but the band dogs was actually an accident, me getting into them as far as breeding them. I had a game dog, a female, and while I had to let her go by one of my homies' house for a few weeks, while I took care of some stuff, getting my yard together and building the fence, he decided to be Dr. Frankenstein, and he let this blue monster get on top of my bitch. And he lied and said that he bred my dog to her, but when I seen the puppies, I knew right away. You know what I'm saying? It was some bullshit because there's some big ass blue dogs in there, gray and all kind of shit. So it was a lot of people asking me about them, people saying that they want them. So I just said, fuck it, they got band dogs and shit. And then I think I kept 2 of them, and one of them was huge, it was like 110 pounds or something like that, almost 110 pounds. I gave one to my sister. That was a real big one. And so then I had people complimenting me. I walk them, they're like, "Oh shit, man!" So I said, "Fuck it," I started selling them shits, man, breeding them to all that other shit, and then I got tired of them because they eat too much. You know what I'm saying? They eat too fucking much. They eat you out of house and home, and it's a wrap. You got to feed them motherfuckers a lot if you want to be big like that. You know what I'm saying? Then the culling process of them was real fucked up because they was half game dog and half basically those XL bullies. Because they was half and half, some of the puppies would be huge and some of them would look like game dogs. And you know what I'm saying? It was just, you can't, since of breeding them. So it was like, yeah, it just got tired of wasting dogs. So I just got back into the real shit. You know what I'm saying? That's all. Easy breezy. All right.
Them band dogs, ain't that a breed by itself?
Yeah. They're like just mastiffs mixed with pit bulls and shit. That's all it is. And that's all them XL bullies is to me. Mastiffs mixed with pits.
Yeah. The guy who developed that breed, his name was Dr. something, started with an F. And there's an article in the old Sporting Dog Journal, I think, why he developed them. He wanted to develop a game dog that was a protection dog, but still game, in the traditional sense. And it didn't work out that way, but as far as like protection or attack and stuff, they were good for that.
Right.
I forgot his name. It's on one of the old magazines. One of his band dogs is on the cover. It's a cover photo for the magazine.
Right. Yes,
Dr. Frankenstein.
All right. Next question is, when it came to culling dogs with undesirable traits, how strict was the panel? Were there any traits other than being a cur that would be immediately removed from the program? That's a good question there. Let me start with you, Brother Bach.
Well,
and then, before you go, Bach, I'm sorry. Just let me say this for the people who might be listening. This is the definition of culling. We're not talking about killing dogs, okay, ladies and gentlemen? All right, go ahead, Brother Bach.
Okay. I always set a standard with myself. No excuses if it comes by way of the dog, unless the fault was on me, meaning something I done. Meaning if I'm doing something, which I definitely, part of the program I have, it is not the standard in terms of what most people were doing. So like I said, I start dogs early and do things. So some of the things I've done, wasn't going to say with it could be on my fault on some of the stuff. With that stating, I just kept it all the way around the board. Meaning anything I seen out of any of them that I didn't feel as though was right, they were getting out of my yard. Whether and a lot of times, even if it was my fault, once I saw it, I couldn't unsee it. So not that they just had to quit. even a look of doubt within them doing something, even if they continued on to do well, I couldn't forget what I saw. So not just, I mean, if they, I didn't really like shy dogs, so that's not going to be something I breed. I'm not breeding shy dogs, so that's not in my program. Even if they was hell of a bulldogs, the other thing, somebody else can get them. They can have it or buy it or whatever they want. That was just not going to be what I'm using. So with me, it was confirmation as well. I didn't want dogs with terrible undershot, overbite. I wasn't really trying to take too many really no imperfected dogs. A little undershot, yeah, but I'm talking about shy dogs, no. Dogs I always say that I can't bond with, can't make the program. So no, they didn't just have to be curves. I even got rid of dogs because they wasn't a class of dog. And anybody that knows me very personally knows that to be, because many times they would be there around me saying, no, why you going, that was a pretty good dog. And I'm like, yeah, it's a pretty good dog, but it's not a good dog. So if it's got to be pretty good and it's not good enough, it wasn't good enough for me to keep. Like Brother Kev said, wasn't saying that they had to be put down, but they definitely wouldn't be on my yard. So yeah, so shyness couldn't be there. Any type of hesitation in their scratches wasn't gonna be with me. Matter of fact, even off of champion Lexus Coop's littermate brother, we scratched his ass 2 hours, 21 damn times, because he had a funky scratch. And the people there was like, all right, Bach, how much you got to see of this shit? It's 180 degrees. I'm like, I have to see one more fucking scratch, because the motherfucker hesitated, looked like on the first one. So we watched him do the same scratch 21 times till we were satisfied. So I'm just saying, no, I just didn't want anything that looked suspect, and anything, regardless, they had to go.
Yes, sir. Mr. Garcia, what was your process back in the day?
Yeah, pretty much what Bach said. People get, concentrate on gameness, and all that. They quit, you cull them and all that. That's just one part of it. So if you're developing, if you call yourself a breeder, or even if you acquire dogs back in the day to do whatever with them, if it's something you don't like about them, whatever it is, you don't keep them. And I go so far as to say, if they got a crooked tail and you don't like crooked tail dogs, don't keep it. If they have some what you would call a mental defect or behavior, something you don't like, don't keep it. Especially if you're a breeder, because that stuff's going to pop up. You try and eliminate it as much as possible. So unlike Bach, heavily undershot dogs, I didn't keep them. I had a female, no matter what male you bred her to, she had a straight mouth. Males had straight mouth, little bit undershot, whatever it was. She would throw one pup that was heavily undershot. I didn't keep none of them. I had another line of dogs that I didn't like because they were thin bone, weren't durable enough. Some of them wouldn't scratch. They would fight, but they wouldn't scratch. I got rid of all of them, every single one of them. Some I gave away, some I sold, but I didn't keep. So anything that you deem doesn't follow your standard, which is you should have first, set a rules for yourself and your dogs. This is how you want them. This is how you want them to behave and act and think and structure and talent and ability. I like dogs that were fast and strong. If they didn't have speed, I didn't keep. If they weren't strong, I didn't keep. Just little things like that, which are not little, but it's just one thing, right? And I got some shy dogs, but most of the time you can work that out. If you have one that's timid, is scared of its own shadow, I wouldn't keep it.
Right.
If they destructive to the point where you can't do nothing with them, and some of mine were destructive, I wouldn't keep. So any and all things that you deem that you don't like, you cull it, and then you keep the ones that you do like, and you end up getting more like that rather than ones with faults. You're always going to have the fault there in there, but it's better to get one every once in a while than a bunch of them in a litter and only get one good dog out. You know, so there's you know, if you're not sure, that's the reason for having standards. If you're not sure what to do, you refer to your standards. What does that tell you to do? Does it tell you to keep thin bone dogs if you don't like them? If the answer is no, then you don't keep it, no matter how good it is, because that's just one dog. So you might breed it. If that trait takes over, you're gonna have a shitload of thin bone dogs, or thin skinned dogs, or small teeth, or anything like that. You can make exceptions here and there, but you know, if you keep making those exceptions over and over, you just gonna end up where, you know, your dogs are not going to improve; they're going to get worse.
Right.
So that's about it.
Yes, sir. What about you, Rasta man? What's your opinion? What was your culling process? How strict were you back in the day?
Back then, we believed in show and tell. Show me to tell me that you're worthy to stay. So it's pretty much what any old timer would do. A lot of people, you know, say this or that or that or this, but the best way to find out is to let them show you. And you'll know. But everything about it is, you know, being patient enough to develop them and let them mature to that stage. You know, you have certain stages of from a puppy to 4 months, 5 months, 6 months. You know, they develop as they go. And once you get to that stage where you feel like they feel they mature enough, then you take them through the chapters.
Yes, sir.
That's pretty much it. Yeah.
Walking down around Big Steppin'. What was your process?
Shit, I call everything, man. You know, like I started out just to, you know, start out. You want to start it out with good dogs. You know, you take those good dogs and breed them, and they'll produce some more good dogs, but they also produce you a couple of great dogs. So that's why I'm big on keeping whole litters, because I wanted those great ones in there. And once I got to the great ones, I would sell the good ones. And as crazy as it sounds, it's cool to do. Good dogs is good dogs, but it's some fucking great dogs out there. And when you get to the great dogs, like Schoolboy just mentioned, when you start breeding them, you'll start getting more great dogs than good dogs. And you'll see what I mean. Like, I had a bunch of good dogs, but I had some real great fucking dogs. And I would start my culling process from pups. So, you know, if I didn't like the traits they displayed when they would play fight, you on the fucking selling block. You out of there. If you fucking had a bone structure I ain't like, conformation I ain't like, if your skin was fucked up, like OG Box said, too undershot, too overshot, you out of there, you know? And then by the time they reach time to get in there and see who's who, out of 8, I might be down to fucking 5. And I'm gonna just go through those 5 with the same process. And out the 5, it might be one great one. And I'm cool with that because I can move forward. Like Schoolboy always say, I only need one. You know, I don't know if y'all ever tried, but it's hard as fuck doing multiple dogs a year, especially if you just a one-man band. It's damn near impossible. So you can play with that one dog for the whole season and you'll be good. You know, breed the motherfucker and get to the great shit. Like, I called hard. With the old dog shit, we found out early that all the red-nosed dogs of that blood was fucking mutts. So when the pups come out, first ones on the selling block. You out of there. Didn't want none of them. I wouldn't give a fuck how big and good they looked, all that, because the percentage of them dogs being fucking worth campaigning was real low. Most of them quit. And some even won. There's a couple 1 or 2 time winners, but Like I always say, when you put a real dog on the bullshit dog gonna come out. I don't give a fuck if he a grand champ, whatever. So yeah, I called hard, man, and that's why I was able to get so many champions and shit, bro. Just call hard and fuck them good dogs. I'm getting to the great ones, and it make it sound easy, but it was hard. I went through a lot of dogs getting to the great ones. But if I could do it, you could do it. I ain't no rich motherfucker. I ain't have a bunch of land to do it on. I just was like strict on what I wanted, and I wanted the great shit.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, let me say one more thing to that. What Ram just said. Let's say that he don't like the red nose one, right? And they showed him that those are not the ones to follow. Let's say you get one and he's a badass dog and he's game and got all the ability, all this and that, and he's good. Most people would keep him because of that. For me, because they have that track record, I wouldn't keep that one. I don't care how bad he is. And what has happened, or what I noticed happening, is, and don't take this the wrong way, people are looking for excuses to keep dogs rather than looking for reasons to get rid of them. Cull them.
Exactly.
That's a detriment. That's a detriment.
It is.
Because if you can produce good and great dogs and all that, and you let one like that red nose slip by because he's a bad motherfucker, you should be able to make good and great ones anyways, regardless of that red nosed dog. That's just one dog. If you can't repeat that, then you need to brush up on your breeding. There's no reason that you should not be able to continue with the dogs you like, get the kind of dogs you like, have a great one every once in a while, or whatever it is. Sticking to your standards and the way you do things.
Yep. And to further drive home the point, we sold champion Mr. Hanky as a champion. He was a shy dog, and he found out how to jack off, and he would hump his chain all day. He just a weirdo as a dog. Game as a motherfucker, bit pretty good too. All the things you want in an Eli dog. But he was just shy, and as a champion, sold him. Didn't need the money. Just I needed the chain spot more than I needed the money for selling them. And he went on to produce a champ. So that's one thing I can say. Every champion we ever touched produced another champion. Even though I think we bred Mr. Hanky twice, and I wasn't willing to take a risk on the offspring, so I didn't keep none. But I had grandsons of his off of that breeding we did, crossed back into our old dog shit. DNK even had some. Jody Aries and all them dogs. They was some real good fucking dogs crossed. But just Mr. Hanky as a champion, called them. That didn't, like 7A said, that don't mean we zapped them, we ain't kill them, none of that. We sold them, called off the yard, didn't like him as a dog. As far as not a match dog, not a producer, but just as a dog. He was a weirdo. And he was raised with love and inside and all of that, but you walk up to him, he'll hunker down like a battered wife.
Yeah, imagine if you had started getting a bunch of chain fucking dogs because of him,
Man, I'll be pissed. All shy, scary ass freaks out there.
Sounds funny, but that's what happened. That's what happened. Yep. That bad trait seems to come out and don't go away, man. So you gotta
that shouldn't be dominant.
Nip it in the it starts becoming dominant. You gotta nip it in the bud.
Yep.
Sounds hard,
Hell yeah, you just gotta call hard though, because he was a badass pit dog, but just them two weird things, you gotta go, homie.
Yeah.
That was a champion. Most people, like you said, would have kept him and bred him and just dealt with it. Fuck that. You be hard on that shit if you want to be great at this shit. We all did it the hard way. We ain't take no shortcuts. We ain't show no love to no curves. Even if it was our favorite dog we raised up. If you ain't fit for what we doing, you gotta go. And that's how we got good at what we got.
Before you go, Kev, on that, hold 1 second as well. Shout out to Twin and them in there. Matter of fact, I just seen a show tonight. I didn't get a chance to see it Friday. A question came up and Mike, Mo was trying to he answered well. For the 1000th time, I never bred Grand Champion Flop Flop. I gave 2 puppies away for free to a dude of mine who was not a dog man. He came up under the banner of Only an American Kennel because he was my partner in another field, but really wasn't a dog man. Okay. He got 2 puppies. He had one 8 months old, had got hit by an older dog. I really don't know why I call him Kurt, because he was a hard scratching motherfucker, but just for the hell of it. Since they said at 8 months old they thought he had got fucked up by a grown dog, I just go with the hookup. But we rolled the motherfucker when he was 2, 3 and destroyed everything. But the mother definitely quit against a daughter of Big Casey. So to make a long story short, I tried to put the motherfucker down. He said, "No, Bach, my mother and my sister love this dog. They won't let me come on without it. I had to let him take Flop Flop's mother home." Okay, the 8-month I never seen, but I told him, if y'all say shit, get rid of him. You can have some more shit. Come to the yard, get some more stuff. Doesn't matter. He bred the 2 motherfuckers. 7 puppies came out. He asked me, did I want Flop Flop and Shorty Red from puppies? That was the 2 best acting ones in the litter. I told him, drown them and the rest of them pieces of shit. Okay, he didn't do so. Thank God he didn't, because both of them turned out to be world beaters, basically. I got my ass kicked trying to beat them motherfuckers and couldn't, with 60 dolls I had, I couldn't beat none of them motherfuckers out that litter. Okay, but I never, ever fucking bred or never bred no curs that I'm sorry, I never bred to a cur that I know was a cur. Now, was it some cur shit maybe behind some of our blood? Of course. Most of us probably got some. But no, I don't fucking fuck with the cur shit. Like I said, anybody that really knows me will think I'm a savage back then. So no. So I did not I don't have nothing to do with the breeding of the motherfucker. G. Jackson bred the dog. All right. I just got 2 dogs for me, because they keep saying shit about what Bach said, well, he would keep the cur. I don't fuck with that shit. Make a no quick other hookup. We had a dog I had was fucking everything up. I bred it to a partner of mine. They had a litter, but as the motherfucking litter was coming up, the male motherfucking quit. I said, I don't want none of them motherfuckers. And I don't want to tell you what he said. Well, damn, it was 1 dog in there called Passion. The rest of the motherfuckers went on a swimming hiatus. Okay? And that motherfucker ended up being dead game, but I wanted no parts of it. He kept that one out of there. The rest of the 6 went somewhere. You get what I mean? So I don't fuck around. So I don't know how people keep mistaking anything I said when I done said this shit a million times, clearly. But I appreciate Mo for straightening that shit out. All right. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Salute to Going Hard Kennels in the building.
Twins.
What up, though? OG, salute.
Timothy Thomas in the super chat. Appreciate your support, man. He says, what's good? I mean, he meant 78. He called me 58. Taking years off of me, you know what I'm saying? He said, salute. He said, what's good, 78? Mr. Garcia, never had a dog. What suggestion for an athletic but friendly outdoor dog? I love to run cross country. So I'm taking it you don't want an American Pit Bull Terrier, because, you know, that's what this show is about. Probably ask Ram, man. Ram know about them dogs, man.
Shit, I would get a retriever, man. You like to run and shit like that, or if you can, get a greyhound. If you might know somebody who knows somebody, get one of them or one of them greyhound crosses. Them is good long fucking range running dogs, man. But anything you get, it should just be fun. A Patterdale Terrier might be fun, man. Them shit's real active.
Yeah, that's the good ones there. Yeah.
And they not that big, you know. And if you do be running across country, the motherfucker go run some rabbits and shit and bring you one back for dinner. Yeah, I would go with a Patterdale.
Yeah, if you are getting a pit bull for that, I'd go with structure. I wouldn't worry too much about bloodlines, except, you know, some are built a certain way. But I'd get a leggy dog, a dog with deep chest.
Yeah, nice long chest,
yeah,
rib cage, go through the stomach.
You know? Yeah, you can build them up. They can run all day too. You know, it's just for running. If you run in cross country or marathons or what, like my daughter, she runs marathon. She's got it's a mutt, but it's built right for that. So she takes her out on the run. Dog, you know, a good dog can outrun a human any day of the week. You know,
Fuck
even a lot
yeah.
of pit bulls. You know,
Every
so I
dog.
wouldn't get a short, squatty, you know, wide chested dog. I'd get something with a deeper chest, pit bull, and got some leg under it, long body. You know.
Yeah, more terrier phenotype than
Yeah.
bulldog.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you ain't finna be running a massive cross country.
Yeah. And friendly, he said friendly. You gotta make sure whatever dog you get, make sure you socialize the dog, man. And
But with
make
other
sure
dogs, like especially if you do get a pit bull, I wouldn't recommend it for a first time dog, even a pit bull for a first time dog owner, just because you don't got the experience and the shit might be curb bred, but it might fire off on a dog at a dog park, you know? You don't got the experience to break that shit up. Your ass would be in trouble.
Yeah, he might be a curb, but that don't mean he won't start some shit.
Yeah,
You know
even bitch ass niggas start fights.
For real. Forest City Bulldogs in the super chat. Appreciate the support, man. He said, "What's the youngest female you've bred, and what were the results, positive or negative?" Let's go to you. Walking down Ram.
Well, shit, my bitches always waited till they was at least 2 years old just so they could be fully developed, and I don't want to have no fucking underdeveloped puppies or fuck my bitch off. So I always waited till they was fully mature physically. You know, I didn't give a fuck if I started them up for the box at 9 months old and they fucking went like a goddamn madman with a goddamn hard dick in a porn shop. Wouldn't give a fuck. As far as breeding go, I wait till you can physically carry a litter. You know, I don't want to fuck my bitch up. I don't want to have no fucked up pups, because taking pups to the vet where they fucked up is a bitch and it's expensive as hell. So yeah, I always just waited till they was fully mature so they could hold one. The same as a female woman. Like some women come and fucking get their periods 9-10 years old, but that don't mean just because they can breed they should be breeding at that age. They still not fully developed physically. Same with the fucking female dogs.
I hear you. What about you, Roster Man? What's the youngest female you ever bred, and what were the results?
I always kind of give them a little time, kind of wait on them. You know, let them get a little age on them, so they'll be more of a mother than a puppy to the puppy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, yeah, kind of waited on them.
Okay. Mr. Garcia?
Year and a half. And it was, they were off of Bill and Lucy, Champion Bill and Lucy. Kay and Bambi, they were sisters. And I bred them to Mr. Rowdy. I looked at them, bred them, checked them, and Kay went on to be a 3-time winner, champion, and Bambi became a 2-time winner. And their pups worked out. They were good. One of them was Foundation for my friend. Foundation bitch. She did a lot of good ones. I think that's the youngest I ever bred them. But that was after 5 generations of my breeding. The original ones, I didn't breed them bitches till they were about 4 years old. You know, because I wanted to make sure, you know, I won with them. They were 3.5, 4 years old. Miss Rowdy and friend, another dog guy who bred Big Red to Blondie. So they were up there in age after they've been checked, you know.
Right.
Mine, that was the youngest I did. And like I said, that was, you know, I seen what I needed to see. And then I looked at them after, and then, you know, they worked out. Kind of get where, you know, you could always be wrong, but you kind of know if they're going to work out or not, you know.
Yes, sir. Brother Bach, youngest female you ever bred?
Year old.
About a year. Mm-hmm.
Yes, and great success. And I care not speak about the dogs, just having success with them. But, you know, great success, and I don't do anything. I mean, and all the answers was great, by the way. But me, I've never followed any pit bull standard ever set. I do what the fuck I want to do. Motherfuckers say don't breed a dog, don't let the male get. Man, fuck that. If I want to see how the shit gonna turn out, what's gonna make the difference if I let a motherfucking male get 3 years old and breed that bitch at a year old? Stupid. If I'm checking all the motherfuckers regardless, then what difference is it gonna make of their maturity? It makes no fucking sense. Now I can understand letting the female mature. That's a very good fucking thing. But if that motherfucker if she came in heat at 8 or 9 months old, and I said, okay, I didn't skip that, and the bitch come in at around a year old, or if she just came in their first time at a year old, like some people say, well, they can get if you breed them at a year old, and they can what's that shit? Laps? I'm getting the brain.
Prolapse,
right? That's bullshit. I done seen a many of motherfuckers breed the first breed and ain't prolapse at all. So. So that's me. I do shit, and like I said, long as you're gonna be true to what you see and you're not making excuses what you see, then that's where it comes. You know, you're gonna find out exactly what the real deal is. But in terms of the age, no, a year old with no, and would do one at a year old all the time.
Right. Okay. All right. Salute to Combat Toolback. Salute, brother.
Let me say one thing. Let me say one thing behind that. You know, they can have problems if you breed young. You know, if they not healthy. Because what I've seen I'll tell you like this. One of my best females, I didn't breed her. Dunleavy bred her, Sissy, when she was 12 months old, right? And he didn't look at her. He looked at her after, but he bred her when she was 12 months old and bred her tight to Rowdy. So they were heavy Jeep dogs. Those were the best Jeep dogs I had. Even from my own later breedings, they were better than that. And I attribute it because she was young. And that youth has a lot, and some game file guys do that too. That youth means a lot as far as their health goes. But I never see, you know, unless there's a pre-existing problem or they have some, breeding them young is better. The reason I don't push that is because people will start breeding them at 6 months or whatever like that, you know, and they don't take care of them, all that stuff. But there's no reason even a 6-month-old healthy female can have healthy pups. And with Sissy, those first 2 breedings were better than her last breeding when she was almost 7 years old. And her last breeding was an outcross, which they should have been better as far as I'm concerned. So there's a lot to be said to that youth. I incorporate that. So I waited with like Miss Rowdy and Blondie like that, right? Because I wanted to make sure. But after that, I didn't wait till they were 3 years old, 4 years old, 5 like that. And I didn't breed them when they got too old anyways. Just because they showed me that they don't come out the same, man. They get old and worn, especially if you breed a female a lot, they get worn out. People don't agree with it. They argue with me all the time about it. But they don't keep track of shit anyways. And they say, oh, they're the same. They're the same. How can they be the same if she's a grandma? They ain't the same. The male's different because he's just given the sperm. But the wear and tear you put on a female, it has to matter. Why wouldn't it matter? So, you know, I'm a proponent of youth, man. That's a big factor in my, you know, when I was doing dogs.
Yes, sir.
So the thing here is basically whatever you decide. You know, some people,
right?
Always.
Later, some people do. You know, this, you know, whatever you decide.
Dealer's
right.
choice. Goddamn dealer's choice. There's more than one way to the fucking top. You know?
Yeah.
I just know this real quick. I ain't never been a person who liked fucking restrictions. I'm a free motherfucking person when I came in this world, and for people to tell me what you can't do, I'm almost always about to go against the fucking grain. Maybe that's why I was a fucking criminal. You know,
Yeah.
You gonna
it
put a
just,
successful
hey,
high level
it's just,
criminal. That's why.
it's just like, certain things that just don't make sense, and certain things, like I said, what the panel said is right. Of course, you want your female, and for that particular subject matter to be mature enough. Like Boone said, it's like having, you see these young girls out here with having babies and they babies. But some of these motherfuckers having these babies at 13, 14, 15 years old, 16 years old. And even, depending if their mindset is fucked up, even if they 25 years old, still fucked up. If you still think you a girlfriend to the child and not a parent. But anyway, that's a whole nother matter. But the whole thing, like I said, is, and then you got to look at it, right? How much time do you really have to wait per joint? If you're trying to do shit a little faster than regular, I just don't see where people waited so long before they felt like they had to make a breeding. And I used to sit there and listen to their logic and be like, So basically, in order for me to breed to this male, I need to let this motherfucker get more pubic hairs on his ass. So I need to let him at 3, 4 years old. That don't make no sense. When just like Garcia said, the younger, like if we go right now to go get sperm, we want to go get straws on our male. Why the fuck I gotta wait till this bitch get 4 or 5? How much do they gotta show me in all them years? I gotta wait that long. Oh, well, I think you get it now. No, fuck no. If this blood is my blood and I like my blood, because I'm the only motherfucker gotta feed these motherfuckers and check them and raise them. If I'm going to get this motherfucker at a year old, depending on how it's bred, I will go get the fucking straws off of them and give 2 fucks with the fucking public thought. I'm feeding the motherfuckers. And you better be right when you see me to see if my theory is wrong. Because you better bring a body bag or have a bad motherfucker to make it home. You still might not make it home. So you're going to see me regardless if you fucking want to see if that theory of Bach did some shit fucked up. Good. Well, let's go find out together. Because I know that I'm going to check these motherfuckers anyway. Whether I bred the fucking male at a year old, so a motherfucker like, oh, he bred, I give 2 fucks with a fucking public thought. Then and now. You know what I'm saying? So when you make these, what you do, like Boone just said, it ain't no right or fucking wrong answer. Do what the fuck you feel like doing in your yard, because you the only motherfucker got to feed them and clean shit up in that motherfucker. And if the program is working for you, then who's to say it's wrong? Only time you can honestly know that the program or something you're doing wrong in your program is when you get negative fucking signs and effects in your yard. Then you don't need a brain. You don't need to be a brain surgeon to know you need to change some shit up.
Yes, sir.
And I like to point out.
Imagine how many people.
Go ahead, OG.
Go ahead.
I was saying,
imagine how many.
Oh, you got it.
Imagine how many dogs people waited on till they were old before they bred them. They don't have anything to compare it to from their youth to their older age, because they didn't breed them when they were young. And so you can't say, well, they throw the same or they throw as good. You don't know. You didn't breed them when they were 2 years old. You didn't breed them when they were 3 years old. You waited till they were 5, 6, 7, 8. So in that respect, Bach's right. I'm like him. I went against, because these people would tell me stuff that didn't make no sense. So I did shit the way I wanted to. And everybody should, and you live with your decisions.
Boom.
That's okay.
Boom.
So again, how do you know if they throw as good? You don't.
Right.
And here's something I tell them too. Let's say you make a breeding like that, and the dog ends up quitting later. You got 2 options. Call that dog everything off of them, or you call that dog and just be hard on the offspring. You can do it either way, because again, like Bach said, that we all got stuff in the background. You try not to repeat those things and try and have standards and all that, but it happens. So you have to, that's part of the standard. What the hell are you going to do with that afterwards? There's solutions to it, but I was never one of those. I'm gonna wait. That's what happened with Ninja. Bratz Ninja. We bred him, and he was 5 years old. Never been bred. and you know, I'm like, you know, his career wasn't done. They wanted to keep doing them because in their mind, you know, no, I don't breed a dog till his career's over. That's bullshit. Why? That don't make no sense to me, because it's happened a lot where you don't get nothing off the dog because he don't make it for whatever reason.
Facts.
So,
I used to be like that till I lost a good dog after his second. I was like, I ain't never doing that shit again, motherfucker. Even though we won, he still didn't make it, and he was probably one of my best dogs.
Right. So in my case, the dogs I talk about, that Kay and Bambi and all them, I bred them 2 months before Bill's 3rd show. He died after that show. If I hadn't have done that, I wouldn't have got 2 of my best females and 2 males that were good too. All of them won. It was 4 in the litter. All of them won. So I'm not. I never was that type, because again, you know, you breed cattle, you breed horses, this and that. You know, you do it when they're younger, and you have a long breeding period where you can breed them as much as you want for whenever you decide, rather than they're older shit, I only get 1, 2 litters out of them, you know.
Right. Yes, sir. Mr. J-Dub, 20 Texas. Appreciate the support, man. Thank you, brother.
Thank you, brother.
Sir Scrooge in the super chat with the 20-piece chicken nugget. He say, sign up to the Patreon. Salute to your family. I appreciate your support. Much love to everybody that's on that Patreon.
He paid, and he paid to make an advertisement for us. That's what's up. Awesome, brother.
Absolutely. And that Patreon link is in the chat, y'all. It's pinned to the top of the chat. So, you know, and then just so everybody know, I keep telling y'all this, I got 2 Patreons. One of them is 78 Sports TV Patreon. That's for life lessons and manhood training for the young homies. And I got Game Dog Talk Patrons with all of us up there. And it tells you when you're signing up. It tells you what you're signing up for. So make sure y'all be careful. Sign up to the Game Dog Talk Patreon.
But hold up. While he's on that subject, what Brother Kev is saying is, a couple of people I done sent there, and a couple of people hit me and went to the wrong place. Now, Kevin can't give monies back, because once the shit goes into it, it's not like he can take it the fuck out. It's already there.
Right.
It's spent. So you just have to read to know you're going into our Patreon and not Kevin's Patreon.
Reading is fundamental.
Right.
Right. When you click on, it's a link that says all my links that's underneath the video in the description. When you click on that, all my links, it's going to show you all my different websites. So you'll see on top, you should see Game Dog Talk Patreon, and it should tell you a description, preserving the history of the American Pit Bull Terrier. Then it'll show my OnlyFans and different stuff I got going on, Cash App, my other website for the LDBC. Then it'll show you my other Patreon. So y'all gotta make sure you're reading it and you sign up to the right thing, family.
And there's pictures of all 4 of us on the Game Dog Talk.
Right.
Isn't it called Game Dog Talk Raw or something?
No, it's officially called Game Dog Talk on Patreon, but on our banner it says Game Dog Talk Plus.
Oh, Plus. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I say Raw.
Raw dog.
Salute to the brother Meredith Campbell coming through with the 10-piece. Appreciate you, Meredith. Say peace and blessings to your brothers.
Way to go, brother.
Peace.
Brother.
Yes, sir.
Hey, brother Kev, if I could say this one thing too, and I want to repeat it. And I'm not saying we talking about anybody doing any type of dog fighting, illegal shit, nothing like that to the day. But if a person even own a pit bull, not in plans for no illegal activities, it's always, if you could find a person that's older and knowledgeable of the dogs, just even in showing you how to worm these motherfuckers out correctly, how to feed correctly. If you want to use a raw or you want to use the conventional dog food feeding, the best way to get, because all the pit bulls are working dogs pretty much. It really shouldn't be grabbed to be a couch potato dog, because they really are high octane Ferraris ready. I'm not gonna say they all weigh like a Malinois, but they right under that in terms of energy, where they got to be doing something. You know what I'm saying? So it's good for you to really get up under somebody that really knows the dogs that kind of can help you. That way, like some of these questions we saying or to be asked, you know, a person that really knows what they're doing, for the most part, want to help you just so that the dog themselves are taken care of and have a good life. You know what I mean? Rather than just go from Richard to myself to Boone to Ram to Sweetback Willie to James to Ricky. You know what I'm saying? When you go to so many people, you got to remember we all got schools of thoughts that are different from each one of us.
Right.
So you can't take none of this shit I'm saying and then go to one of the others that might be totally against my way. You understand? So you don't want to try to take a little bit from here, a little bit there, because you're gonna just fuck up. Get with you somebody, or you know what I'm saying, or do more research into anything it is you want to know about the dogs, and kind of stick with one school of thought that's successful in dealing with dogs, than try to take on so many others and try to fit it so that you got one utility bag full of shit at the end.
Right. Yes, indeed. Well said,
Or you
brother.
can sign up to our Patreon for $10 a month. We'll take care of it.
Right, and get it all, right?
Yes, indeed. Another question we got here is, historically speaking, were the reasons for dogs curring more genetic or due to owner handler mismanagement? Talking about back in the day, what would you say the reason for most dogs curring was? The handlers, owners, or the genetics of the dog? I'll start with you on that one, Rasta Man.
Well, everything that's been said is everything that happened.
Right.
I don't know how much of one is more than the other, but I know all them things happen.
All of it.
You know, so I think that'll be hard to figure out how many. That's because you have to get everybody done had a game dog, and I don't even think you can get that data because so many done died and so many are born, and you know,
And so many is fucking goddamn liars wouldn't tell you the truth. No way.
you got a whole combination of shit. But yeah, okay, go ahead on.
What about you, Mr. Garcia?
Well, Rosterman said it. The only thing I'll add is try this. Don't screw your dogs up. That way you don't have a question about it.
There you go.
Don't fuck them up, you know, so that never comes into play. Sometimes it's hard to do, but, you know. The other thing, what Bach was just talking about, he took a page out of Frank Shy's book about sticking with something, because he was adamant about that, especially with the conditioning. Don't add this, don't add that, don't change this, don't use half of this guy's and half of your own, or half of this guy, half of that, little things here, because you'll screw it up. And that goes back with him, that goes back to the 40s. So that's what he learned. If you're going to try a new program 100% all the way.
Yep.
Totally change your shit and try something else. And even Mr. Gray did that. He calls himself a 5-time grand champion loser, because early on in his career, he lost 5 in a row using the keep he used. His dad raised foxhounds and, you know, ran foxhounds, hunted with them. So he showed his dad his keep. His dad took it, rolled it up, threw it away. He said, get rid of that shit. And his dad actually told him how to condition dogs. And from that point on, he totally changed everything, went with his dad's program, and the rest is history. So I just wanted to mention that because Bach was spot on.
What
Thank you, my
Keith
brother.
did his dad throw away, so don't nobody else use it.
What he got most of it from what he tells me is, and again, Bach is popular today. What he did was, he was one of those where he brought the dogs down below their weight and got them used to being underweight and working them like that, because hound dogs run all day, right? So that was his method. Keep them below weight, and even during keep, that's how he did. He brought them underweight. A week out, they're underweight. They're underweight still, and during that last week of peaking, they come up to weight. That was the main thing that he got. And then how he works on, he worked his dog pretty hard too, and feed them a certain way, you know. So I would say, which is different. Most conventional, even me, I bring them down to weight. I hit the weight, come down, boom. You can do it either way. You just got to do it right. So don't change a bunch of stuff. And you know, when you start adding this, give them that, I'm gonna do this. You know, it's almost like people will talk and they go, well, I use this. They already got their feed set, but somebody will say, I use this. I add that. I add creatine. I add Cytomax. I add, you know, this and that. And they'll add it, not realizing that sometimes those supplements that you're giving, you're already giving it to them. So now you're giving them too much. Right. And you burn them out or you overdo it. Those are blood count off. Too high a blood count ain't good either. You know?
Nope.
So you know, things like that. Keep it simple.
Indeed.
One thing, right, real quick, with Garcia too. Garcia, you know this, right? Now, it's funny, and I'm sure when you bringing your shit up rather than bringing it down, they're gonna have a totally different look when they meet at the same hookup. The ones that come down that you bringing down with the weight, they have a way more defined, nicer look than the one that's coming from down, because if you don't bring them all the way back up to their original weight, they might look a little like they're not great looking, but they're gonna be mostly stronger than the motherfucker that's looking beautiful coming in there, because they've been at that weight and being so strong at that, even though they really bigger than the one that's coming in. But I'm just saying, when you look at them, they don't always have the most beautiful look, is all I'm saying. Rather than you coming, you know what I'm talking about.
Yep. This deja vu. I think we've mentioned this before. Yeah. Right. You got to do it right, you know.
Right.
And the idea is they coming up to strength.
Correct.
But they're used to working and being at that lower weight. You know, they just get used to it. It's kind of like my dogs in the summertime. It got so hot, I would have them thin, you know, and they got used to it. And I could roll them like that too during the summertime, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And again, the idea is you come up to weight, well, you're coming up in strength. So, you know.
Right.
Yeah, the part y'all left out though is when it's done, and after you win with that motherfucker, he be looking the part, cause he done been and knocked off all that water weight and shit. So he be looking chiseled when you done.
Yeah, I've seen guys do that and mess up, you know, and the dog's half stepping and the dogs look weak and you know they ain't sharp, you know. But if you catch it right, man, they go all day. Because they used to doing it anyway, you know, and they have a lot of speed.
Like y'all say, though, it's a way you got to do that. I mean, you need a big ass chain in the spot to keep the dog hidden from the public eye, because he gonna be looking fucked up on that big ass chain, but he gonna be strong as fuck. You know, like y'all said, when he come up, you know, you putting that strength on top of that extra strength, so he be in there just body slamming shit. You be like, God damn, this motherfucker don't look like much. He look pudgy, but he fucking my shit up.
The boxers do that. They'll draw them down, and then they might put anywhere between 5, 10, you know, even 13 pounds of fluid on.
Right. Yeah.
And all to do is the energy level and the adrenaline, you know, from that. You know, a lot of people don't know, when you come down like that and then you build yourself back up, that metabolism gets to jumping. It's like an adrenaline is flowing, you know, your shit is flowing, man. You know what I mean? And that's why you get that the hardness and that power, and, you know, and that strength, you know, because it's like a big dose you know, like if you take somebody to the dialysis, you know, and it depends on, you know, whatever the process is, but most of the time when they go in there and they get that fresh blood or whatever, you know, they be breathing like, you know, like they're breathing through their nose. They feeling good, you know. But sometimes when people done been on it for a while and it start breaking them down, then they can be weary. But we just talking about, you know, every now and then when you putting one together and then you put in some fluid or whatever you're gonna do, and just to make them all together look good, man. They be leaned out, but you know the power be there.
And that's the part to fuck them up, though, Boone. A lot of people, they will see them. It doesn't look muscular like the other one coming. They not gonna have that look. But the proof is when we're getting that motherfucking see that them motherfucker was never touched the back. Back don't touch the ground. They the one stronger. They the one doing all the driving and strength. And you be like, damn, but the other motherfucker look like muscular and everything. So, and the other one that's coming is not muscular. A lot of times they not really, but they way stronger than the motherfucker that looks the other way. So the looks will be a little.
People really understand. It's not like we saying we taking a smaller dog into a bigger dog. On the chain, both dogs is equal. We just saying we taking our dog way down past his fucking normal weight, and then keeping them there during the keeping, bringing them up slowly to the same weight. So naturally, the dog that worked hard at the smaller weight, heavier weight, and all that would have more core strength than the dog coming down. In that aspect, the
Correct.
dog coming down is actually weaker because he not used to
Yep.
that weight.
Correct.
Whereas their dog who
Correct.
coming up is used to being at a way lower weight and having his strength
Right.
way more on 10. You know, the part Brother Bach didn't say is the dog is on a big ass chain. That's why I just said you got to have somewhere to put him. This motherfucker is on a big, you can anchor a ship with the type of chain I'm talking, big heavy motherfucker.
Right. Right.
And he gonna
Right.
be at least 5 pounds under the agreed up on weight, working that big
Yep.
motherfucking chain before his weight even been called out. Like, it's a lot that go to it. It's not as simple as all the dog. I seen what the homie said in the chat. The dog coming down would be stronger if everything was even and we was bringing a smaller dog up to that weight. Yeah,
Correct.
but
Correct.
we at the same weight on the chain. You know, technically we both 40 on the chain. But I've just had my shit at 35 all summer on a big ass chain, you know? So he gonna be at a smaller weight, way stronger than his regular weight. So when we bring him up to 38 on the agreed weight, your dog might look a little stronger, but I'm gonna be a lot more stronger.
A lot stronger. There you go. And those are secrets that's right there. Trust me. It's big secrets. I'm
Yeah.
telling you that right now. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I used to get on Bach about telling that part, but he told me one day, me and Ram, half these motherfuckers ain't even gonna do it, and the other half gonna fuck it up. I'm like, you know what? You right. That's why I said, fuck it, I'm gonna open up with the shit too. There's only a small percentage of motherfuckers who gonna listen and really try to do it like that. You gotta have big nuts and space to do that, man.
Salute to Anthony Bowden. My brother Anthony Bowden in the super chat. Appreciate support. Says salute to you, good brothers. Salute to you, man.
Much love.
Salute, Anthony.
Much love, brother.
Blacklist Kennels, much love in the super chat. He says, tuning in late, but salute to the legendary panel. Just tapping in, paying my tithes for the week. Is there a super chat option in the Patreon app? Yeah, man. Once you if you catch the show live, if you catch it live, the next show we do, then yeah, you can when you enter the chat, you'll have the same option on YouTube. Yes, sir, brother.
But you want to tell them in the Patreon, we answer questions in the chat.
Right.
Period.
Right. Yeah, you don't have to unless you just want to show some love, but it's not. Right. You know, we're gonna answer your questions. We see them in there. We're gonna talk to you on Patreon.
Yeah, that'd be kind of fucked up. You already paying for the subscription. That's part of the perks, bro.
Right.
Yes, sir.
But also like Brother Kev said, that's just if you just feel a little bit of love in your heart and say, I just want to throw extra because I am so much enjoying it. That's what that's for. Like, so Kev, so they understand that.
Yes, sir.
It won't be that they won't be heard just regularly in there, like Brother Ram just said, but that's just for that extra, I feel like showing love section.
Most definitely.
Yeah, that last one we went on, we talked about stuff that people ask about all the time.
Oh man, hey
we
Kevin,
just went on a tangent, and Kevin
had
just
to bow down. Had to bow down to the general. Got to bow down to the general. He did a fucking man. They needed to have his ass up there in a suit, a tie with a motherfucking the little at the board shit. If he broke every motherfucking compound structure of a molecule, atom, nucleus, radius. He broke that motherfucker down to you.
Class with 7-8.
Yes, sir.
You need that little clicker thing. Click next.
Yeah,
click
he did.
Right
Yeah, he did. Professor Kev. Goddamn. Hey, Boom, give him a name, Boom. You got to find. You done boom with the run dance. Like, you got to give Kev a name after that. Goddamn.
I got him one coming.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Salute. And another question we got here is does the panel believe the internet and foolish behavior on it will be detrimental to the breed?
Hands up high. Hands up high.
Yeah. Mr. Garcia.
Yeah, you got to weed through it, find out the truth. But yeah, along with the good stuff, you always have something bad, and it has a tendency to swing way the other way because people want attention. They have an ego, and they'll come with all kinds of stuff. It's hard. If you just believe, like I say, you don't just believe what I tell you. Test it, check it out. Most people just believe what somebody tells them. If somebody comes up and says, I've been in the dogs 30 years and this is this and that's that, that don't mean that. Doesn't mean a thing. I don't care if you've been breeding dogs that long. Doesn't mean you know a lot or anything at all. If you just breeding dogs, especially off pedigree. So, there's red flags that come up all the time. You just got to recognize and, challenge people or research what they're saying. I get stuff wrong too. I have to be corrected. I don't mind it because I want the truth, even if I'm wrong. So there's a lot of stuff. People get names wrong, dogs named wrong, or they say this dog did that. No, that wasn't Jeep's brother Charlie. That was Red Becker's Charlie. It's different Charlie. Both of them champions. So you can get, things can go askew that way, and now you have this information that you think is correct and it ain't. And then you run with it, you go tell someone else and it just snowballs after that. So yeah, there's a lot wrong with the information. It's best to get specific info from somebody that has that particular experience. Whether it's conditioning or breedings or certain dogs, and, it's hard to correct them online because you're in the moment. And if the person don't know the difference, he's just going to take what the other person says is gospel. A lot of times it ain't.
Right. What's your thoughts on it, Brother Bach?
Well, it's a lot. The internet is for clowns a lot of times. Okay, it's also is a gift and a curse because you got people like you ever see a lot of the TikToks and a motherfucker get up there and sound like they a goddamn scientist giving the public pure lies, but they sound good doing it. That they'll have some people like say some shit up there like, you can lose 30 pounds in 2 days if you do what I say. Put sage with some fucking hot sauce and fucking lemons. Scream at a tree in 30 fucking days you will lose. In 30 hours you will lose 30 fucking pounds. And you'll have somebody do it. And it'll be motherfuckers saying, I appreciate it. Where else can I find you at to get more info? Then you'll have the people in there saying, you fucking fool, you believe that shit? They just say it. So, the internet is not always the place to find good information because you got quacks out this motherfucker. You got motherfuckers out here that ain't really dog people, ain't never had a dog, don't know nothing about dogs, just giving dog information. You got motherfuckers around here ain't never been a doctor and giving medicine shit, don't know what the fuck they saying. It's all type of things that you're going to get information from. You have people talking about motherfuckers that don't really know them, getting it from somebody else that's lying on a motherfucker, and then they run with it like it's the truth. So anything you can find on the internet, you're going to find pros and cons to everything. You're going to see one person say, take turmeric powder, which is good for inflammation. Okay? Then you'll look right under that. Somebody will say, oh, don't take that. That's toxic to your fucking liver and kidneys. So then you just sit in the middle and say, well, what the fuck do I believe or do? You understand? So, you know, the internet is good because it is if you do your research about anything and you do cross references, you can pretty much get to the truth of some shit. But to just take motherfuckers' words for shit and then run with it like it's the fucking gospel, you be a fucking fool, because this internet will spin your motherfucking ass all around, whether it's on fucking these Facebooks and Instagrams, any fucking way of social networking. You have to be very careful of the information you take. It's just like religions and every fucking thing else. Don't just be a sucker because motherfuckers that's been doing it, they said it's fucking real. You have to do your own research to be able to find if there's truths to any of this bullshit, than a lot of shit that's being told us. Period.
That's a fact. What you say on that, Brother Boone?
Well, you know, that's the beauty of the different minds and the different thoughts, is to be able to hear what people say or assess what's been said, and you decide which way you want to go. As all the brothers said, you know, everything you see, that don't mean it's right or mean it's true, but you can start somewhere and evaluate whatever it is you decide to deal with, and if it don't work, hey, keep on moving until you get it where you want it to be. That's how it was back in the day, you know what I mean? You just, you know, you experimented, you tried this, you tried that, you heard this, you heard that, you listen to this, you listen to that. Then, you know, stuff you try to make sense using your common sense, you know, and that's the beauty of the game, man. You know, the good, the bad, the ugly, the will, the want, the have not, win, lose, draw, pick up. Man, that's what make the games so exciting back then, you know, and thrilling, you know, just, you know, the thrill of the competitive spirit, you know, running through your veins, whether you win, lose, draw, pick up, you know what I mean? The thrill to experiment, whether you win, lose, draw, or pick up. The thrill to sit and talk to a brother you feel like that has the wisdom and the knowledge, you know, whether you win, lose, draw, or pick up. You know, to sit and hear the brother speak, you know what I mean? And then go back and run it through your mindset and even vibing your buddies, and then y'all vibing and then you're coming up with different ideas, you know what I mean? It's a thrill all the way around. It's like a rhythm. You know, you play that music, you know. I think Bach hit this, the FB, the book, Facebook, with the old time rhythm. And, you know, I was just surfing and I seen it. I said, oh man, goddamn, I remember that rhythm, you know. So, you know, life is a rhythm. Everything you do, dealing with the dogs is a rhythm, you know. It's about a spiritual movement, you know what I mean? Being able to identify things without even saying a word to somebody, you know what I mean? So, you know, it's exciting.
Sure.
You can go ahead, Kevin.
What you think about that, Ram? The internet and the foolishness on it, is it going to be detrimental to the breed?
No, it's gonna be detrimental to the motherfuckers telling on themselves. I was on one of the websites the other day and seen a motherfucker post his one-time winner on there. And I treated it as if we was just chilling outside and you start shooting your gun in the air for no reason. You got to get the fuck away from me because I'm not trying to go to jail with you. Unfriend, unfollow, delete. Stay your hot ass away from me. You on here telling on yourself, motherfucker. I've been telling motherfuckers don't do it to impress me. There's nothing you can do that's impressive to me. I've done everything I could do in the dogs. Unless you got a motherfucker that could write Chinese math and speak French at the same time, I'm not going to be impressed by your one-time winner. Congratulations if that's what you want. Obviously, it's probably your first one because you dumbass on here bragging about it on an open public forum. Whatever you do, you can't do it by me. I'm out. So that's on you, stupid ass niggas who out there doing that shit if you still doing it. That's just some big homie advice. What up, Welsh?
Welsh
Yes,
in the
sir.
house.
Stop telling on your fucking self. That's the dumbest shit ever. Then get mad when a motherfucker tell on you. You niggas is just the telling generation. You tell on yourself, tell on the homie. We already discussed what's gonna happen if you tell on me.
That's right. Smash
That's
the like
bad
button,
for the
ladies and
flow.
gents. Yeah, I think the internet, like Bach was saying, is a gift and a curse. It's a blessing if you do right by it, but it's a lot of misinformation. And with the rise of the internet and social media, it's like clout is on 10. Like everybody, it's so many people that want attention. They want credit.
There
for
you
stuff.
go. That's it.
Yeah,
Right
they
there.
want. Yeah, they want attention for themselves. They want to degrade other people. They feel like they better than somebody else, or they got free access to talk shit and defame somebody. But we all know that how we was coming up in the streets, you had to back that up. You know, you got to bring some
And
ass.
that's what I was gonna say. Like this shit is not fairly new, but just the rules was enforced. Like you fucking
Right.
talk shit about a motherfucker and he find out about it, he gonna beat you up. These niggas ain't getting beat up no more, man. I guarantee you, motherfuckers start getting beat up again. Niggas will stop the shit.
Well,
Like you
they ain't
see,
gonna let
the
you beat them
trolling
up.
went
Well, no,
down.
because
They ain't
a
gonna let
lot
you
of
beat them up.
motherfuckers gonna tell. It's just
Yep.
like the motherfucker. I ain't mean to cut you. What's the dude? The Charles. What's the dude in Texas that he do all the fucking with people? Then he fucking working with the feds so they can
Oh
lock up the motherfuckers
yeah,
that want to beat
Charleston
his
White.
ass. Right.
Yeah,
So he doing all the talking, but real motherfuckers don't do no talking. Like they come up to this motherfucker and I say I'm getting ready to fuck you up. Really, you almost had to pull it back because if anything happened, you already got where you said you're gonna fuck this bitch up. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like, okay, well they already know anything happened to the bitch, you did it.
yeah.
So you really just want to play it and just smile the shit off, but you know you can't just grab a pussy motherfucker that's talking, because most of these bitches that do this shit is keyboard motherfuckers. They know they not gonna be in your vicinity. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they
So a
don't
lot
even
of
come
shit,
outside.
right? A lot of motherfuckers that do shit, like I said, for attention. This is just period. I'm just saying this. Whether they any information they give them, false, real. A lot of motherfuckers. We in the era now where is approvals and likes. Whether that shit was back in the day, man, nobody fucking had none of this shit. Like you said, you had to get your approvals. You had to get what your peers going to approve what you did when you showed in front of them. Now motherfuckers just get on these fucking internets and fucking everywhere else
Like,
and put themselves in, you know what I'm saying? And like Ram said, really dry snitching on some people, and really they probably work with the police themselves. So they draw a lot of motherfucking shit to talk about, not just dogs, any fucking thing. Look at all these motherfuckers rappers just getting fucking fucked up. They got RICO cases because they on that motherfucker goddamn saying they didn't kill the motherfucker and did it.
yeah,
You get what I'm saying?
racketeering,
So
all that shit. Like, how
right,
you a
I'm
rapper
just
getting a
saying,
mob charge, nigga?
right. So you get what I'm saying? They everybody takes these social medias like this shit is legal. So most of the motherfuckers that want to talk on the social media about shit are really fucking working for the police. Period. That's the only thing you can think. They engage you to talk and bring yourself into conversations that is really illegal.
Hey, that's what I say, bro. Especially talking about current shit. I seen a nigga talking about some current shit the other day. Like, man, what the fuck, bro? Like, you niggas is crazy, man. Like, that
Yeah.
is fucking telling. Even if you
Right.
talking about another man shit, you telling on that man. What the fuck? Like,
Yeah,
nigga, that's
that's why I
telling is
say
telling is telling.
I don't understand the whole. That's why I just say I stay to myself. I talk to y'all on this panel because
Right.
people, everybody's so hell bent on they want to prove to the world that they're a real dog man and that they want the respect of a dog man and the old school legends and I got some good dogs and I had this and I had that and they want to prove it to you. They can't wait to send you a ped and get on the phone with you and do all that snitching and shit, trying to get you involved with some police ass activity. But then the same people who will tell you, oh man, the feds is on the internet. Oh, the police are watching this and that. The same people will turn around and testify in open court talking about somebody else's shit. And this is why I be trying to figure out, like, if you know the police is on here watching shit, why are you telling on yourself? Why are you telling on anybody else unless you working for them? Unless it's like, why? I just don't. I ain't never seen no shit where other dog men is rooting for another dog man to get popped. I just never seen no shit like that before in my
Why
life.
is motherfuckers' names even mentioned? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, to even mention motherfuckers' names all on these hot motherfucking joints. Like you said, Kev, is the feds is listen to our shit, listen to Twins, listen to Pelican Bay, listen to fucking everything up here. They on all the Facebook, they on every fucking thing listening. And motherfuckers now, like you said, they don't have to worry about who to fucking lock up because they ain't got to find them. The motherfuckers telling on themselves right on it. Motherfuckers had a nerve. They get mad at each other and say, well, what weight you got? They do all that shit. I see it in all the groups. I don't say nothing. I just look at it. And these motherfuckers, then they got the nerve to say who the fuck told on them when they come to the crib and take their dog talking about some bitch ass motherfucker told on them. You told on you, bitch.
Yeah,
You told on them. Right.
Yeah.
Motherfucker told me that. What weight you got, Ram? I told him I come down to 200. Like me and you will fight. That's the only weight I got.
Right.
I fight at 200 pounds, nigga.
Yeah.
You got me fucked up,
I'm a naturally suspicious person anyway, so you know what I'm saying? I don't have any. You ain't finna get no good conversation out of me. Like,
nigga, you see how long it took
shit.
us to even hook up and talk about dogs, nigga? We both was looking at each other like,
Right. Just like we gotta see what's going on here.
Yeah, it had been like fucking around on the box and shit for years, but when it came to the dog shit, we was looking at each other like, let me see.
And we ain't even talking nothing illegal. All this shit we talking about is way in the past. Nothing present at all. Not one present shit have we ever mentioned here. And it's not really because we try not to say it. Just we don't really know. And we don't give a fuck about no.
Hell
you know
no.
what I'm saying?
Them days is done for me, man.
Right.
My daughter finna be 16. I gotta buy her a car, nigga. Fuck these dogs.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Same thing, bro. Anybody got time for this shit? I just we like these dogs. We love them.
Yeah, I still love them, but yeah, with current shit, I don't fucking know. I don't care.
Exactly.
Right.
I don't care who. People keep me. Oh man, I got this and I got that, bro. Don't tell me that shit. I don't want nothing to do with that. Because the way these people work, they'll make a conspiracy out of that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They'll make a conspiracy just because you told me some shit, and because I didn't call the police and snitch on you. Now all of a sudden I'm involved with the shit. Fuck that. No,
I'm okay with it, yeah. So I admit it. Ain't no fucker I hate, nigga. I don't even know this nigga, man. I deleted and blocked him after he sent me that bullshit.
For sure. So
I'm looking at motherfuckers put scratched up dogs on the motherfucker. They standing with the dog, scratch the fuck up, and talking about this motherfucker here, bulldog. I'm like,
sitting there,
you know, you gonna be smiling the motherfucker. That's the same picture they gonna use when they say Exhibit A, this clown is here with his scratched up dog that we went and found on his fucking yard. Here they are together.
Zoom in on his face and be like, look how happy he was on that day. He's sadistic.
Hey, that's that clout though. I mean, that clout will make people do shit like that. When you ain't never made a name for yourself in anything in life, you gonna always seek validation from another motherfucker who don't know you. I don't give a fuck if some people who don't know me, what they think about me. The people who know me know who I am, what I do, how I got down. Why do I care if some dude across the world say, oh, 78 a whole ass dude, fucking, who cares? I'm going to sleep good tonight. I don't got to get on here to prove to you. No, man, I'm gonna show you who I really am. Let me show you. Man, fuck that shit. Leave that shit for the suckers.
No, I want to see who I really am. Sign up to Money and Magic XXX, nigga.
Fuck them. Yeah, don't care about
You
that.
feel me? Yeah, it should be.
Like I say, I've been locked up before, and I seen all the people who I used to respect and thought, well, they were some straight street dudes, some gangsters, and this and that. Motherfucker got right in court with braces on their neck, pointing their finger and shit. He did it. He the one who done it.
Looking like an accident victim. I one up you. I'll be the one upper guy, and I say on the yard when the riot cracked off, the toughest niggas would rather fight that barbed wire than stand there and sling that iron with you. Them niggas will be over that fence, and you be fucking when the lockdown coming. Oh, you like, nigga, I see you fighting the fence, nigga. That fence was whooping your ass. You ain't get cut. You ain't get stabbed, nigga. I got cut. I got stabbed, nigga. You got fucked up on that razor wire, nigga. Shut up. You got to roll it up now, homie. You don't want to live like that is my whole point. You feel me? You don't want to be the testifier or the fence fighter, my nigga. So just shut the fuck up, bro. Like, get on y'all big homies for not telling y'all that, man. I might start a big homie podcast.
You know what it is too, man? The people, all y'all talking about y'all dog, man. Y'all gotta stop supporting sucker shit, period. Like, when you know something is some sucker shit, stop supporting it. Stop laughing and giggling and hee-hee-ha.
Just click on
that part right there, Kevin. I don't understand.
I seen some of y'all motherfuckers in the chat on the sucker shit the other day. I was like, oh, come on, man.
No, but that's my point though, Ram. Like that, you can't. That what part of life is that real at? Where you from? Where that's real? How you talk down on a motherfucker, laugh at somebody you don't even know, praying on their downfall, listening to gossip and bullshit.
Saying his name, saying the dog name. Like,
but look, motherfuckers was just doing that shit to us a couple months ago, talking shit about us. Then the same motherfuckers think they can come to my chat and be like, "What's up?" Say, man, fuck you, bro. Get the fuck off my shit. Don't come over here. I don't play like that. I don't need you over here. I don't need new friends. None of that shit, bro. I fuck with people who fuck with me, who want to come over here and talk about these dogs. I ain't got time for no jealousy, envious shit, motherfucker mad at stupid shit. Who cares, bro? Take that shit somewhere else, man. Motherfucker, it's too much real shit to go to jail about. Whether I'm gonna be on here going to jail for fucking up some weird ass dude.
I got a lawyer for that though. I'll beat you up in real life. If I ever catch one of you motherfuckers who trolling on me, I'm a dope fiend your ass too. You don't even get a fair one. So keep that in mind. I'm a straight dope fiend your ass.
We got one more question, but I'm gonna let Mr. Garcia handle this one because this is probably a new guy who because we answered this question so many times. Mr. Garcia, let me ask you this: back in the day when breeding dogs, did most people breed on performance or pedigree?
There's always been people that you can go back in history that bred on pedigree and you know, untested dogs and lied about this and that, but there's more of it now. I'll say that. Most of and the reason back in the day why they didn't do it so much is if you were a competitor or you bred dogs that were competed with, your peers knew it. They saw it. So if a dog quit and it was took home, the people, at least the people who saw it, tell everybody, you know, they see it being bred. Now, if you lied about the papers, you know, that's a different issue. But if they see it bred or they see offspring off of it, or they see you take the dog home and keep it, you know, people knew about it. Whereas, you know, now everybody just breeding. It's like I mentioned last week or the week before. It's kind of flipped around where the dog used to matter more in the past. Now the peds matter more. You know, everybody want, you know, let me show, like you're saying, let me show you a ped. Let me see the ped. Here's the ped. What do you think of my ped? You know, all that you know, it wasn't that way. You appreciated a good dog and you didn't care how it was bred. So I would say, yeah, in the past it was more that standard, where today it's not. It changed, not just today, but even years leading up to today. It just flipped around. where you know, people make excuses for dogs, why they keep them. That's why I say all that stuff. You know, I think I said it in the video. Don't believe all that hype, man. Where people tell you, you know, a dog, you know, cur can produce and all that. That ain't the point. That's not the way things should be done. That's not that doesn't give you great success. So yeah, in the past different, now flipped around.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All right. That was a quick show today, y'all. We're gonna finish up on Patreon with some real good. I'm gonna put up a post and let y'all leave y'all Patreon questions for this week. Welcome down, man. Big Steppin'. Go ahead and give us a disclaimer, man.
Man, as always, none of this shit is intended for, nor should it be used towards any illegal purposes or activities. You is using it for that, man. Keep that shit to yourself. Don't be out there being no Boca Raton, Ratatouille ass nigga. Tomorrow, Monday, man, step hard on that bitch, spin the block. Scratch hard into that motherfucking be great tomorrow. And like I said last week, learn some new fucking words, man. That'll fucking expand your thinking, because you can only think good thoughts with the words you know. If your vocabulary limited, that limits your thoughts, homie. That's all I got for you. Fucked up. Keep having ass niggas today. Oh, I'll be on Instagram live later too, man. So y'all pull up, fuck with me.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Salute to Mr.
Thank
Kilroy.
you, Mr. Kilroy. Yeah, thank you.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, Mr. Kilroy. Say salute to the panel. Much love coming through with that dub in the super chat. Yes, sir.
Peace.
Hello everyone, Skull Baby here. I'm super excited to share our newest installment of Dogman history, Dogs, Dogmen, and Bloodlines. We've just done a full restock and we can't wait to share everything from our home to yours.
All right, y'all. We'll catch y'all later on this week on the Patreon. Thank y'all for the support. Salute to the panel. We up out of here. Peace.
Deuces.
Peace and